All right, positive energy all the time. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You know the routine. Rep your city. I am representing Chicago, Illinois, USA. Okay, so we got a lot of South Carolina in the building. Everybody on Facebook. I'm representing Chicago. Everybody on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I am representing Chicago, Illinois, USA. We got Dallas in the building. We got Fresno in the building. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. On my nitric oxide, make sure you go subscribe to Vegan Intel. We got Oakland in the building. Oakland. I spent a lot of time in Oakland, San Francisco. Go by Oakland when I used to go to the Deadhead event with the Deadheads. The Grateful Dead would be up there. Go up there and grab a few stacks, make about 3,000 or 4,000 in 2 days. I remember they say, you going to the Deadhead festival, whatever they called it. I'm like, man, dead. I don't deal with no dead. I'm a Rasta man. I just deal with life. I messed around and went and made a whole bunch of money. You know what I mean? Real talk. Yes, indeed. So here we go for another positive conversation. Haters, come on in so I can get you out of here. I appreciate you running up my views. I'll unblock you later. And you can come run up some more views and get blocked again. Thank you for your service. You know, something got to be wrong with you when you just troll people you don't like. Whatever y'all do, my subscribers, don't watch what you don't like. Okay, never waste your time running behind something you don't like. Okay, like a sucker. Okay, go deal with things you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Right? Go deal with things you enjoy. Yeah, I'll unblock you tomorrow. You can come. Make yourself look slow. I'll unblock you again tomorrow. Baby. Make sure you get a life, you know what I'm saying? And be on something positive in life. Never lock in with negative energy. They're FA and FO. So I got a great conversation today. I would tell you, foundational Black Americans, do not buy into the concept of any type of global Black unity. Don't buy into that. That is a failing concept that will not work without unity amongst yourselves. You can't be divided yourselves and globally unite. You can't unite a divided people, okay? So you cannot unite with Africans if Africans ain't united with Africans. People that teach you that is little bitty and slow, okay? It's a concept for a young person that is idealistic thinking, it's not realistic. And global unity is uh, nonsense, make believe. Okay, it's make believe. You have to unite amongst yourselves first. You can't unite a bunch of divided people. So, foundational Black Americans, we need to concentrate on ourselves. Don't let Pan Africans. The concept is a failure concept that has never gone nowhere. And based on how people function locally, Pan Africanism will never, ever go anywhere. Okay. It didn't go nowhere with Marcus Garvey, and it's not going to go nowhere now. Okay. Pan Africanism is a unrealistic concept. Okay. It's unrealistic. It's an unrealistic concept. It's like living on a block and saying all the families need to unite, but the families are feuding amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? Me and my sisters is feuding. We don't get along. But you say that all the families should get along. So my family should get along with another family, but that family don't get along with themselves and my family. That's basically what they're trying to push. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Totally. And so I'm going to talk about how, foundational Black Americans, we have very few allies in the Black diaspora. We have to concentrate on ourselves. Do not buy into Black diaspora unity nonsense, okay? It's total nonsense. Don't buy into ideology. Somebody say you need to make your own stuff. And no, we need to pay these bills. And so we got to go work for jobs and pay your bills, okay? You're slow, you're a lame. That's why you got blocked. Listen, somebody come and say, FBA, you need to build your own stuff. Let me tell you something. While we're trying to get together and build our own stuff, who's going to pay the electric bill? Who's going to pay the gas bill? Who's going to pay the light bills? Who's going to pay the mortgage? We got to go work for companies. It is what it is. There's few people that got a lot of money. They'll put a company together. But when people speak on companies racially, they're lames. They're not business people. There's no such thing as racial companies. There's no such thing as white companies. Okay. That's a person that has no business. Okay. That company might be owned by a white man, but it's not a white company. It's his company. Okay. That company does not belong to white people. Okay. So I can't with if you're a little bitty boy with a washed up concept. I can't talk to you. There's no such thing as white companies. Companies are owned by individuals, not by races. Okay? Duh. There's no such thing as a white company. Nobody gets together and say, let's start a white company. It's just a white dude. He starts a company. He knows other white people. He hires them, but he'll hire an Asian or an Indian or whoever to get the company running. But it's not a white company. So you say black foundation, black Americans need to get black companies. There's no such thing as black companies. Duh, bro. If I start a company, it's not a black company. It's just a company. The company is basically organized by its product, not by the race of it. So it's a sports company, right? Or automobile company. Okay, it's not a white company. That's false, basically. And the way companies work, since I had some loser bring it up, the way companies work is typically it works in a way that the black race goes to work and pay their bills. I'm not a part of. I don't know what the black race do. Do the black race pay my light, pay this internet? See, you're slow. Okay, you're slow. You're slow. Okay, you're slow. There's no such thing as black world unity. You're not united with anybody. Let me ask you a serious question. Are you united with a bunch of black people? Just really, when you get up, this is an honest question. If you're trolling, I got to stop. When you get up, is there just a whole bunch of black people there to help you pay your bills, put gas in your car? Is there some black people that feed your children? Yes or no? Just give me a yes or no. Just simple, yes or no. Are there black people that help you feed your children, help you take care of your wife, help you pay your rent or your mortgage? Is there a black group that does that for you, or do you have to do that on your own? Put it in the chat. Because you're probably a little bitty boy. Put it in the chat. I'm talking to this American freedman with the cartoon picture. Is there some? Because you say we should get together. Oh, okay, all right. So you say, how does the black race fight against white supremacy? I mean, nobody's fighting against white supremacy. Everybody's paying their bills. Nobody gets up in the morning. I got to get up and go fight against white supremacy. And so that whole okay. And the white people that promote white supremacy, all white people don't even follow them. White supremacists is a small group. It's a lot of white people don't mess with the Ku Klux Klan or the Nazi Party. I'm just saying, white supremacy is a fake concept. Anyway, to be honest with you, like white supremacy is a false concept. Anyway, if you're in America and there's 300 some thousand people and there's 240 million white people and there's only 50 million white black people, can you compete with 240 million white people? Can 50 million black people compete with 240 million white people? Let me make sure the number. How many white Americans live in America? Okay, it's 200 million. There's 200 million white Americans, right? And there's 50 million black Americans, right? How can 50 million black Americans compete with 200 million white Americans? So the only white supremacy is 200 million versus 50 million, to be honest. Okay? To be honest. So white supremacy is not really realistic. Not really. The only way somebody could be supreme to you is if you feel inferior. Now, if you got inferiority complex, then other people are superior. But I don't know anybody that personally would say that anybody is superior to them. Like I don't know. I don't feel like a white man is superior to me. I don't know. When I drive down the street, sometimes I see white men with signs that say "hungry as F" and begging for food. Is that white person? Are white homeless people superior to me? I'm just saying. There's a lot of white homeless people, right? Right. So um, I don't believe in competing with white supremacy. Now, that's a great question because business goes like this. If people go to start a business, let's say people start a business in 1970, and that business grows and becomes big. That business becomes a big enough monopoly. If you're born in 2000, you will not be able to compete with that business because that business has already been established. That business is already across the country. So let's take ComEd. Will black people be able to compete with ComEd? No, no. Will black people be able to compete with the white, what you would call white auto industry? No, no. Because you already got Ford, Chevy, Cadillac, and all of those. Now you'll be able to eventually come out with a car, but how long would it take you realistically to be able to make as much cars as all the white car industries has been making cars for a long time? Right? 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 Now he says. He says, here goes some more ridiculous. FBAs with money and resources should move into black intercity areas to build them up and stop the gentrification. No, a person should move wherever they want to move. The unified black concept is nonsense. People are individuals and they're going to move where they want to move. And they should not move based on anything other than where they want to live. That's a make believe concept that if I put up $10,000, you put up $10,000, you would not be able to adequately draw that out in any type of plan and show how that would work. It's just make believe nonsense, make believe talk. You can't you can't draw out a blueprint of that. You couldn't. Now when we start talking about mortgages, the houses that are available to move in, that's all make believe. That's based on if there's houses available to move in. All nonsense. That's all nonsense. You come back tomorrow. I'll unblock you tomorrow. That's all. That's all nonsense. Okay. Well, you can just move in a house where ain't no house at, and just build a black community where people already live in the houses. So what are they gonna all move? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna move from the houses they're in, so we can move in them and make it black. They can make some sense. And I'm gonna show you why these people are slow and stupid. Because when you drive from downtown Chicago south, all that's black, right? So they're overlooking all of the black communities that already exist, right? This is how stupid people are. Like I grew up on 116th and that whole Maple Park is black. Okay? Morgan Park is black. Chatham, all that's black. So you got these weirdos over here speaking about getting black areas when we already got black areas. And you say to yourself, where the hell you live at? Because once you leave downtown, it's all black all the way to the suburbs. So they're talking as if black people don't already own whole communities. Like, what the hell are you talking about? There's black communities in Atlanta right now, a lot of them. Right? What the hell is they talking about? This guy is not black. Couldn't be. This guy's not black. This guy is not black. Does not live in any black city. Nobody in Chicago would say nothing like this. Like, this is totally ridiculous. Okay. The whole west side of Chicago is black. What the hell is he talking about? Once you leave downtown Chicago and you drive south, it's all black. He said we need to get some communities like that. He says we need to get some communities like we already got. This guy. This guy said we need to do what we're already doing. Unbelievable. It's like study before you be trying to teach. Chicago has 27 predominantly black neighborhoods out of 77 official community. Now, those other 77, as black people live there too, but we have 27, almost 30 predominantly black neighborhoods. 30 neighborhoods is more than his whole city probably has, right? Chicago has 77 communities. 77. It's one of the biggest cities in America. Almost 30 of them is predominantly black with the keyword predominant. Right? So they saying we need to have black communities. See? You understand? Get a life. Yeah, go get your life, man. Get a life, bro. You know, your life is horrible. Oops, that's the wrong person. I'm trying to Azim. Somebody unblock Azim. The chat be moving. Okay, let me. Dang, I gotta try to figure out how to unblock Azim. Hold on. The chat be moving. I'm just showing you, y'all. Do not listen to these. Most pro-black dudes, most of the pro-black, right, are dumber than a rock. Most of the pro-black ones are not that smart. Seriously. Okay, I unblocked you. Most of the pro-black group is a bunch of losers. Okay, trust me. That's why I stopped messing. Like most of the black conscious, their brains about this big. Seriously, most of them are losers. They and 99% of them are liars, right? So 99% of the pro-black type are liars. They don't really actually do nothing pro-black. They actually have no organization skills. They can't show you no meetings, no group, no organization. They just individually just be talking pro-black. They can't point you to no works they got, right? They can't point you in no pro-black direction. I know one every time I bump into him, he's in a wheelchair, sick, getting ready to get his legs amputated. And he's still talking about going to Africa and he's still in Chicago. Every time I see him, he talks about going to Africa. We've been talking about going to Africa forever. He ain't ever, you know what I'm saying? It's like something he just do. He just talk about going to Africa. So last time I seen him, I said, "So when you going?" He like, "Well, my leg, I got medical." I just said, he my elder, so I just played it off. I didn't tell him shut up, bro. Stop talking Africa to me, boy. You ain't never going to Africa. You 70. If you was gonna go to Africa, you would have been in Africa. They don't got the medical that I need. Okay, so you telling black people to go somewhere they can't take care of you? Really, that's treason. Why are you trying to send people to Africa, but you ain't going? You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, Pan Africans never pan their ass to Africa. Like revolutionaries never kick off no revolution. People that talk against white supremacy never do nothing against white supremacy. Nothing. That's what they be doing. Because, Africans don't even like each other. Same thing I'm saying, how the white man see blacks come and don't like us. That's how we look at the Africans. If we look at Africa and we see the Africans is throwing each other out of South Africa, throwing each other, how can we can't deal with them? How are we going to deal with Africans when Africans don't even deal with Africans? We got to X them out of our situation. They cannot be trusted. They don't even get along with themselves. We don't need their headache. We don't need their xenophobia. We don't need none of that nonsense they are. And those in the Caribbean ain't friends either. They the same way. How can I trust a Jamaican that don't like Trinidadians? If you don't like another dude from the island, I know damn well you don't like me. Now I don't got no experience with them in Brazil, so I don't know about them. But I know the Africans is funny acting, and I know the Caribbeans is funny. You can't trust them. I got some friends like that, but the only reason they friends because they're in Chicago and I'm dominant, so they can't do nothing but be friends. See what I'm saying? Because I'm dominant because they in my turf. They're Chicago, so what can they do but be nice? You know what I'm saying? I can't guarantee they'll be nice in the Caribbean. They nice up here. Everybody nice up here. You know what I'm saying? There's no way I will let a bunch of Africans just practicing tribalism within their own continent come into FBA business at all. Go get on the African where y'all at and work out y'all differences. Okay? Just like that. Go work out y'all differences. Don't worry about FBA. Start our business. Okay? Go work out your African. You understand? No. No, they don't got no. Hell no. No. No, they don't got that. And to a lot of them, we Yankees. A lot of them, listen, a lot of them ain't Rastas. They Jamaicans. Let me tell you something, bro. They say Rasta. Rasta's supposed to deny Jamaica. So the Rasta teaching is, I'm not going to trade no continent for no little island. Right? So they supposed to be Ethiopians. Rastas praise Emperor Haile Selassie. Rasta's not supposed to be Jamaicans. Rasta's not supposed to be Trinidadians. Rasta's not supposed to be Chicagoans. Rasta's supposed to be Africans. So when you see a Rasta talking about Jamaica, that's he not a real Rasta. Trinidad, that's no. They supposed to be Ethiopians. That's the Rasta concept. But they not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Rastafari movement is phony, bruh. They just in it for the reggae. They do not live by the real principles of the Rasta concept. They are not Pan-African. They is Jamaicans. They are Trinidadians. And then they'll come here and tell Black Americans to be Africans. What you think about that? What you think about somebody coming from Jamaica telling me we Africans for the Africa and Africa this and Haile Selassie that, Ethiopia that, then he go back, he a Jamaican. He want me to be an African, but he a Jamaican. That's what they was on. They want us to look to Africa while he's still a Jamaican. You go out there, Jamaican Independence Day, out there with he took that red, gold, and green off. Now he got on green, black, and gold. And he out there praising Jamaica. They say, Pharaoh, you was in the culture. So why you saying what you saying? You answered that question because I was in the culture. So ask me something. If I was in the culture, do I know what the hell I'm talking about? Yes, because I was in the culture and the culture was bullshit. But I was never a part of that. I was never a part of just that. Because I was going to Pan-African functions, reggae functions, and Black American functions. I was going to all the Black functions because I was selling. See what I'm saying? So I was a vendor. So I'm going to Kwanzaa and everything. I was a universal Black man. So I was what you would call Rasta 2, not just Rasta. I'm Pan-African, I'm Rasta, I'm Kemetic, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, like that. I was everything. I wasn't just that. Nobody would know better than me. That shit was phony. I'm telling you, it was phony. It was phony. You go to California, they playing reggae in front of an all-white crowd. One love, one heart. That same band, I come to visit my family in Chicago. They come down to the Wild Air. It's a Black audience. Must be a revolution, Rasta. I'm like, oh, he changed it. They changed the playlist. Hey, listen. Them reggae artists will change the playlist depending on the audience. On my soul. When they get in front of a Black audience, they super Black. When they get in front of a white audience, it's one love. Everybody must love everybody. I swear to God. When they get, I ain't lying. When they get in front of a white audience, they be like, lover, lover, lover. All we got is love. They get in front of a Black audience. We got to stand up for revolution. You understand? What's the blueprint to get reparations? The first is you build your army before you go for what you're after. So the blueprint is to get everybody to want reparations. You can't you can't put 10 people together and say, okay, how we gonna get reparations? So the blueprint is to get a lot of people. The blueprint is to get everybody on board first, right? So when people say, well, what is FBA gonna do? We build an FBA. FBA is being built. Stop talking about FBA like the Army is built. The Army is not built. We are building the foundation of Black American movement. It's not finished being built. So you asking, we're building right now. So they trying to put the car, what y'all gonna do? What we gonna build? Okay, we building and we getting rid of you. See, we delineating. We dropping them zeros and getting with the heroes. We are Xing people out of our business.